Alrighty, how's everybody doing tonight? Alright. So growing up in my parents' house, I had a secret drawer. Anybody else have a secret drawer? Totally alone on that, that's okay. That's okay. But my secret drawer consisted of 3 items. Being a bottle of booze, a bag of weed, and a VHS tape of some of the most disgusting porn you've ever seen in your life. Yeah. This guy knows what I'm talking about. But so me and my buddies, we go out, have some of the booze, tastes pretty strong, doesn't really do the trick. Same thing with the weed. Then I get home and bust out the trusty VHS tape. It was in that moment that I realized my parents had found my secret drawer, replaced the booze with vinegar, replaced the weed with lawnmower clippings, and recorded over the VHS tape with a 12-hour NASA launch video. And they didn't even say anything to me. I'd have the balls to go up to them, look them in the eye, and let them know that I know that they know. The worst part was about a week later when they caught me jerking off to NASA launch videos. Alright, so I was adopted. Anybody else adopted in here? Secret drawer isn't adopted, just me. But I was adopted by 2 of the greatest people in the whole world, and I was just sort of a weird, shitty little kid. Like, growing up, I decided I didn't want to poop anymore. I was tired of it. Sitting on the toilet seat, wiping my butt, washing my hands, the whole thing, just forget about it. And I thought that that was an option, to just not poop anymore. Until about 72 hours later, when I was in the fetal position with the family doctor's finger up my butt. Whoa. Now the weird thing I would do was, I had this obsession with my socks where they'd be pulled up perfectly at all times. Otherwise I would freak out and start to scream, "My socks aren't obeying me!" One night I went to the bathroom with the lights off to brush my teeth with what I thought was toothpaste. Turned out to be Preparation H instead. Yeah. Turns out that was not anti-cavity. It was Preparation H, it was hemorrhoid cream. It's disgusting. I'm alone on that one too. It's great. Another weird thing I would do is I like to practice wrestling moves on pillows. Yeah. And this one day for this big finale, I'm gonna body slam this pillow 40 feet out of the tree. Get 40 feet up the tree, branch breaks, I fall, break my arm and get a concussion. Now at this point, if you're my parents, you gotta be thinking, we paid full price. For a kid that wrestles pillows and trees and loses. He brushes his teeth with hemorrhoid cream. He screams at his socks all day, and every 6 months we have to take him to the hospital because he decided to stop pooping again. I told you we should have adopted a highway instead. Yeah. Anyways, we're doing good tonight, right? Yeah. Anybody in a relationship? Any relationships? Come on. Nothing? Can I get one response from one fucking thing I say to you guys? We got one relationship over here. Okay, round of applause. I think a lot of people in relationships like to romanticize like the good old days, being single. But yeah, I don't. I remember how terrible they were. Like, I met this one girl, went out, first date, nicest person I'd ever met in my entire life. Second date, even nicer. Third date, not so nice. So it turns out those first 2 dates she was high on heroin. Yeah, and now she's out of heroin and demanding that I buy her more heroin. Another girl I was with for about 2 months called me up and said, "Hey Joe, I'm pregnant. But don't worry, I'm 3 months along, so it's not yours." But the good news is the father's no longer in the picture, so you actually get to raise this child as your own. What a treat for me. Another girl I was with complained of me being distant while I was inside of her. I don't know how much closer I can get. I'm inside of you right now. Yes, I do know how to pick a man. Thank you for that. But I'm not saying I'm better than anybody else, you know? Like, I don't recycle. Boo, exactly. See, now we get some fucking response out of you guys. But exactly, yeah, it's bad. I don't recycle. But let me tell you why I don't recycle. My girl, she's always on my case about doing it. So this one morning I woke up, I was like, all right, today's the day. I'm gonna be a good person, I'm gonna recycle. And I have this like massive pile of old newspapers in the back of my car. So I take it to the dumpster, hauling it over to the dumpster. I got it all in one arm, I'm lifting the lid up. And then I saw something. I saw a person inside the dumpster staring at me. Alive. Like, I don't know if anybody in here has opened the lid of a dumpster and found a person inside staring at them. But it's a frightening fucking moment in your life. The first thing that went through my brain was, I don't want to die like this. Then I noticed something else. This person was not alone in the dumpster. There was 2 bums making sex to each other in a dumpster. Looking at me. Yeah. And you gotta realize time had slowed down. So I'm still throwing these massive pile of newspapers. And I hit this fucker right in the face. It's like having sex in a dumpster is a low moment in someone's life. They don't need trash thrown on them. On top of it. But he freaked out. He started to scream. So I freaked out and slammed the lid shut on his head. And then I walked away from him and recycling for the rest of my life. The environment is on its fucking own now. But I just kept thinking, like, wow, what an incredible way to get interrupted during sex, right? I hope that never happens to me, like the equivalent of that. But then I thought a little bit harder, and I realized that I have been interrupted during sex like that, and I'd like to share that with you guys right now. I'm gonna take a drink first. Okay, so me and my girl were up at the cabin with a bunch of our friends on the river. And there's no privacy at all to have sex. So everybody's down at the river, having a good time. I decided to take my girl up to the cabin and have a quickie. Everything's going great. And then my brother decided he wanted to figure out where I went. So he comes up to the cabin and he sticks his head inside. We're like right at the climax of what we're doing. And he sticks his head inside and screams my name, Joe! The entire time I had an orgasm. Like, I don't know if your brother has ever screamed your name while you're coming, but it feels good, but it doesn't. Yeah, that's my time. You guys have been great. One more time for